Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us. Boy, do I have a great show for you. Okay, we're going to have these two ladies that you see on here. Hold on, in fact. Um, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, as you see, we have the profile of two ladies. They are mother daughters, actually. And I've got a boatload of questions, so I'm excited about both of them being with me. I am astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Hold on, let me get this off. Here we go. There we go. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. In a moment, we are going to have a terrific show. I know I said I'm going to keep it short. You know I lie every week, but it's okay. It's okay. It is my show. I have prerogatives. All righty. And I always got to say like, share, and subscribe. But here's my thing. If you like it, genuinely like like it genuinely, then share it. Okay, that's the point. I'm about quality, not quantity. My numbers is based upon the metaphysical side, not how many likes and dislikes and whoever mother is on there. I'm not in this for this. I'm in this to share the knowledge, to give you an understanding, to raise your consciousness, or as they would say, Kundalini back in the day. You know what I'm saying? All for the purpose of making you better persons. And also subscribe. Now, the subscribe means there's a bell. I never see the bell, but there's a bell somewhere up in here. And push the bell. That way you're notified. But in the meantime, before I bring my special guest on, the sun is in Aquarius. The moon is also in Aquarius too. And tomorrow morning at 12:46 in the morning, just before 1 a.m., it will be officially a new moon, which means when the moon and the sun are in the same sign at the same time. Mercury is retrograde right now, so you got to be careful what comes out of your mouth, because sometimes things you put out, you say out your mouth, you can't put back. So you got to be really careful signing of contracts, this, that, and the other. And it's going to go direct on the 3rd of February next month, in a couple of days by the weekend. But there will still be a shadow effect or a little residue. So just because it's the 3rd, that don't mean you can start saying anything you want to. Just be a little careful. It's a 7 universal month. And what it is I took the year 2022, added to the first calendar month, which is January. It's the 7th. So next month, which is tomorrow, in fact, will therefore be the start of an 8 universal month. Alrighty. It's an 11 universal week. It's 11 universal day, which means we should go with this day with an enlightened mind. And the two beautiful ladies I have on, if they don't enlighten your mind, I don't know who will. Okay. And so my special guest is, let me first bring Diamond on. This is
Hey.
Diamond. And I'm going to then bring her beautiful daughter on. Okay. So
Hi.
we're going to get everybody together. Okay. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. Good. We got everybody on. Hi, folks. How y'all doing?
Great.
Wow.
Now, this is interesting. I'm very excited about this because y'all both have one thing in common other than being mother and daughter, of course. Y'all are both cardologers, which I thought is interesting. And it's very rare that you meet a mother and a daughter in the same field at the same time with the same level of expertise. If I heard y'all talking only because your voice, Aquarius, sounds different than your mother's voice, okay? But other than that, y'all, let me ask you this. What is cardology?
The science of the playing cards. And we say the science because, people are familiar with cartomancy and other things that use the cards, but really and truly, cardology is a science. It's very much a science. So, we like to stress that. So cardology is the science of the playing cards, the science behind the playing cards.
Now, which of you two ladies got started first and who influenced each other? Obviously, y'all are cosmic twins when it comes to these cards.
Well, I'm older, so yeah, I started. I can take it back to when I was a little girl, when people used to come over, and there was, I don't know, she was a mystical lady. She was we called her the Avon lady, right? And she
Mhm.
read the cards, right? But I started I started in 2001. A cousin of mine had a book, and I started reading the book, and I was like, wow, this is so interesting. And I started then, and it just, it took me probably 10 years, and Aquarius started, and we started talking about it, is when it really became real for me. Because with cardology, you need to talk about it. It's not something that you can sit with. Well, I couldn't sit with it. And most people that I know can. It's like you want to talk about it. It's like you learn things. You're like, really? So when we started really going in and just talking about it all the time, it just came alive. So it's been 20 something years.
And you, Aquarius?
It's
How long
been
you been doing
about, let's see, huh?
it? No, I was gonna say, and
I'm
you, how
sorry.
long you been doing it?
Oh yeah, I gotta think. It's been about since I would say about 2006, maybe. I think around 2006.
Well, I know this. What happened is how it got started for me was this. I started noticing you, Aquarius, on Instagram. Okay, I'm saying, what's up with these cards? Okay, then my buddy King Simon had you on, and that's when I says, Simon, I want her on my show. Can I get your number? It was that Sunday I called you. We must have talked for a while, and then I met the other half, which is your mom. And so my first experience in Clubhouse, I'd been there literally for a year, but hadn't visited no rooms at all.
Yeah.
And the first room I visited was your mother's, and I was just saying, "Wow, that's amazing to hear you talk about the cards and how they relate to the planets and how the aspects." I mean, people are going to have to see this. We're going to talk about the Clubhouse and everything like that too. Now, both you ladies also have another thing in common. Y'all are both now authors.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. She has at least 100 books in her. I'm waiting for her to start spitting them out because I need to read the book so I can learn. But I have a planner. I have a cardology planner because I buy planners. I love planners, and then I turn them into cardology planners. I said, so why don't you just make one? So this year I made the cardology planner, and I love it. It is.
I already ordered it.
Hard.
I already ordered your planner. It should be here after a while, but I already ordered it. And I hope everybody does this. Why is cardology so important? Does that make sense? Does anybody ever ask you that?
Yeah, absolutely. Cardology is important because it gives you the tools to be able to decode your own life. It takes the power out of other people's hands and puts the power in your own hands. That's why it's so important. There are many different spiritual practices and things and tools and stuff that are out there, but we find that a lot of people, they get caught up in having to kind of like be chained to people in order to be able to figure things out that are going on in your life. But cardology is like a rabbit hole of unraveling everything that's happened in your life. Unraveling the past, unraveling the good times, the bad times, all of that. It gives you like a time machine to go back and get to see a broader perspective of what was going on in your life at the time. Because when you're in it, you can't see the broader perspective. You just see that pigeonhole perspective that you were in at the time. But when you're able to look back and have a tool like cardology, you can see the broader lessons that were being learned at that time.
Absolutely. We're in a period now. We use the United States as reference point for pretty much everything that we do in cardology, because in the collective, that's the energy that we use. And we just went into a period in the United States that's known as the Saturn period for the year. And I relived 20 at age 20 on this plate. So like she says, there's things that are going on and it feels familiar to it. You can look back in the cards and see, wow, this is when I was 18. This is when I was 28, and it's familiar to you. So now you know how to use that energy in a higher vibration. You know how to use it now and point it at something where back then you didn't have that reference point. So now you use it as a reference.
Well, two distinct things of you ladies, which is one, Aquarius Maximus has set up the most awesome website with the cards. I've never seen. I even called her the other day and said, "Are you sure you did this?" I mean, not that I doubt it, this is okay. But I mean, it was just done so. I just never seen anything like that, and I
Thank
had to
you.
give her props one more time to say that's. I spoke a little salty language, but in the way she understood it was that kind of respect, though. Okay.
I just want to give people the tools that they need to decode their life. You know, if I could give anything I think about, the first thing I want to do is give it to the people so that they can use it to decode their lives too. That's all I want to do. Like I'm super passionate about that.
Well, your mother's super passionate about setting up Cardology University. Tell us about that, Diamond.
Well, we the two of us, this, it's a real funny story, but it was just her and I, for
Mhm.
me to talk about the cards. And I have an ace of clubs, and that's a very inquisitive card, and it's in Mars, and that's how the world sees me. I have this insatiable desire to know everything. And one
Mhm.
day she was like, "You need friends." She's like, because you can. She's like, it's like I have rapid fire questions, and she's like, I haven't answered a question before you're rapid firing. And it came out of wanting a community. So it started with me on Instagram, building my Instagram community, and then we came together and we did Cardology University. And now it's Clubhouse. So yeah, it comes out of knowing that with the cards, the more we talk about it, the more we learn. So yeah, that's how
Well,
we
here's
start.
the thing. I think you've been doing it every day, nonstop, for at least a year.
Yeah, yeah,
And now it is one of the top 10 rooms or clubs in all of
yeah,
Clubhouse. And there's
yeah,
a whole boatload of rooms when I went to Clubhouse, okay?
yeah,
So
yeah,
for you to have gotten it at that point and gotten it to this point now where it is number 10, that says a lot about your persistence, which is kind of old school nowadays, since a lot of people don't want to hang in there, you know. And I just think it is nice. And what we're going to do also for our viewers, we're going to open up the phones. Because, see, here's the thing that shocked me when I had Aquarius Maximus on, right? She was talking about one time she was on a dating site and the guys wouldn't give up the birthday. And she says, "Well, I'll do the name." I says, "I only thought numerology did the name." And that led me down the rabbit hole of cardology. And so I don't know how you do it. I'm not asking for the secrets, but I know. And now I be putting names up in there. Okay. My name, names. Okay. Okay. That's what my granddaughter's about. This, that, and the other, or friends or frenemies, enemies, whatever the case is. I don't know how you do it. I don't care, but that's why I had to actually call her a couple of days ago to tell her and give her props again. You know what I'm saying? There's no shame in my game when it comes to giving people their just desserts and flowers on this planet. And
Thank
I
you.
tell everybody, please, her website is on there. Just go to Aquarius Maximus where you see her name, aquariusmaximus.com. And then I want you to go to Clubhouse and get to Cardology University. Between these two women, let me ask you this, ladies. Has anybody, I have people that says, made the sign of the cross when they saw me, like do 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 do, stuff like that. You know, I'm going to burn it, you know where. Question: have y'all gone through that too, ladies?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It for me, I don't get to sign it across, but especially from the male community, they are a little they're a little sensitive. They're a little sensitive, especially astrologers and older astrologers and stuff.
Hmm.
I think we lost her.
Well, okay, but if so,
Well, I was gonna say that I'm Neptune. Okay, so in cardology, the card for Christians is the Jack of Hearts,
Oh.
right? And I'm Neptune to the
ooh,
Jack of Hearts. So
mhm.
Christians love me. They just might not tell nobody they love me, but they love me. So I have a lot of Christian clients and stuff like that, and they never really like ostracize me or anything. They just, like I said, they just might keep it a secret, but they also know that I'm the type that I'm not going to put their business out there neither.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
so
well, we're all professionals. We don't do that.
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Yeah.
right. So they're cool with it. I've never had nobody like, accuse me of being, you know,
A
something
witch?
other than a child of God,
They have
as they
accused you of
say.
being a witch?
But I do
Yeah.
want to get back to what Diamond was saying before she froze a second. Your experience has been, you said, and it's so interesting, the men.
Yeah, I
That's
try.
what's
You know,
fascinating.
yeah, the male, you know, I don't, men are coming around in the last like 5 months or so. But yeah, trying to get men to come into the room and stuff like that. And I find in metaphysical sciences, this in and of itself, it's the old school there. But
Mhm.
the younger, to get them to come on has been, you know, a desire of mine, because they definitely could use the information. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're slower than women are, because it takes the intuition. So that intuition, when they start getting comfortable with that divine feminine, then it's flowing. But until then, yeah, it's like I don't know what you're talking about.
But you know, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
I've had issues with male astrologers.
Really?
And I think it's because they really count on the female, the women, you know,
Yeah,
audience and clients. They really count on them to support them.
But there's more
So
than enough women to go around, if I'm not
absolutely.
mistaken.
that's what I
Right?
say. I'm like, we
Right?
got multi minds. We can love everybody. We can, you know, be into this and also be into astrology and stuff like that. So I love astrology.
Because in my case, the overwhelming majority of my clients are women. And
Yeah,
only
yeah,
recently
yeah.
have men been more receptive. And
Hmm.
you know, the interesting part, when they come to me and they get a reading, they says, man, I wish I'd have learned this a long time ago.
Yes.
That's always the response I get from most of the males that do come and see me. But the males are beginning to give the women a
Hmm.
little run for their money, but they got a long way to catch up, though. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I think that's interesting. Let me see something. I'm gonna. Wow, we got a lot of people already. Now I don't know how we're gonna do this, ladies, but I'm gonna open up the comment sections. And here's one that's right out the gate. Stephanie Buller. Oh, let me put it on the screen, ladies, so y'all can see it. All right. She says her name is Stephanie Buller, and her birthday is February 6th, and she was born at 3:25 a.m. in the morning, which means her sun is probably in the second house. No, probably the first. No, second house. To be in the second house.
Wow.
You know,
That's
So
her
she's
partner
a
will be with
she's
me
a
another year.
so she's
six.
a six of spades. And what's interesting is I just had somebody post on my website, I'm a six of spades. I want to meet some other six of spades because I want to see, you know, or whatever. But one thing you got to note about the sixes are like they're very Saturn, it's like Saturn, right? And Saturn is also always you know, denoted as, you know, delays, when it's not really delays. You know, it's I rather call it, am I still online?
Mm-hmm.
Am I
I
still here?
see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I still got the
Emphasis
here.
just on you.
I like to call. I thought I dropped off, but I like to call it divine timing. Is what Saturn is. What these sixes are. These sixes deal with divine timing. That means you've come here with a special purpose that is going to manifest at a specific time, right? So imagine that you're waiting on something to manifest at a specific time. That's got to be grueling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you focus so much on this time because you feel it. You know that you have a mission. You know that it's going to manifest at a specific time. So you feel it. So you're so focused on it, right? So you get these little previews and you think it like, oh, it's happening, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then it lets you down because it's still not that time. It's still not the divine time. So you get let down, you get disappointed, and you might fall a little bit off your path for a second. You might get a little bit depressed, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because you feel that something great is supposed to happen in my life. And I thought it was going to be now, but it didn't happen. So maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe I'm delusional. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, these are the things. And this is with all sixes,
Mm-hmm.
right? But again, they deal with divine timing. You're better off with the sixes with going with the flow, you know, taking your time, but also enduring. Endurance is the key word there. You know what I mean? Because the sixes have the potential to have the most success because they have that quote unquote big obstacle, which is having to wait for a specific time. Also, as a six, I like to consider the sixes farmers. Like they plant seeds. You know what I mean? So each and everybody that you touch, whether it's with your voice, whether it's you meeting them or whatever, you plant a seed in that person, right? And later on, that seed can come back to benefit you. You know, so again,
Mhm.
these people are going to play some type of role in your life. Everybody who comes in the life of the six is going to play a role some kind of way in your life. You may
Mhm.
not know it right away, but later on you'll find out. And myself, as a six of diamonds in Jupiter, that's exactly how it's been. I've met people in the past that I'm not dealing with now on a totally different thing, you know? So I thought that these people were going to be in my life for this reason, but now they're here for something totally different because now it's being revealed why they came into my life in the first place. So
Mhm.
every single person that I've dealt with in the past has rolled back into my life in some form or fashion and created some type of impact or brought some type of value to me.
Ladies, do you teach people how to do this?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
We
the
I mean,
fun
I knew
part.
what the answer was. I forgot to ask
our
anyway. Okay.
alumni, we have our alumni is probably around 30 now. So yeah, definitely. That's but what she was talking about with the sixes was so amazing is I look at sixes as mini retrogrades. It's like we're
Mm.
in the six of hearts year. So because we're in the six of hearts year, this is a year where people will be coming back into your life. Now, not necessarily mean you should entertain them. You need to know whether or not they've done the work and they're coming back into your life, and this is going to benefit you. Because the six of hearts is about that healing. So this is a year of healing where we'll all be doing that healing. So someone that's coming back into your life can be coming back into your life to help you heal, or they may need healing. So you really want to be mindful. But this is definitely going to be a year. I call sixes deja vu. So this is going
Oh,
to be a year of deja vu where you're going to meet people. Someone's going to call you from the past or something like that. And you just want to be mindful that it is about a healing. It's karmic. Sixes are karmic. They go back into the past so that
yeah.
they bring karma forward with them. So you want to make sure in this six of hearts year that when your exes come back, that they
Oh, we lost her again.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I was gonna add something to that six of spades too as well. We're in a four hearts decade. And in a four hearts decade, the six of spades is in Saturn. So this is the time every decade has its people, has the people who are going to be edified or supported or whatever the
Mhm,
case may be.
mhm, mhm,
And this is a decade that supports the six of spades, right? So it supports people who have been held back or feel like they may have been held back, feel
mhm,
like they've been fighting against the grain and not making progress. This is a time that helps you, right? So
Mhm.
what happens is everything shuts down so that you could get ahead, right? So what happened? We had the pandemic. So the pandemic shut down everything. So all these
no
six of
question. And I
spades
never
people,
thought anything would shut down New York City. Okay.
right? Right. So you have something like the pandemic that came along that shut down everything so that the people who are behind can get ahead.
Yeah.
Hmm. And you know what's interesting? Diamond has a six destiny from her birthday. Not
Oh,
only that, six rules the sign of Libra and Taurus, which she is. And
wow.
she is definitely of service. She's an educator. She is about service and commitment. Now, six can be stubborn. I'm sure that's not you, Diamond. Okay. They can be a little stubborn every now and then, but listen, we all
Don't tell. Don't tell. Not stubborn, but I wouldn't call myself stubborn, but when I know what I know it. So
Amen. I'm the same way. I'm the
mhm.
same way. That's it. In fact, perhaps you'll know this person here, Music Bell. They said the dynamic mother-daughter cardiology duo. Thank you.
Oh yes, he in my room every day. Yes.
Good, good. Yeah, I think you got quite a few of the family in here.
Clubhouse in the house.
Oh, we got somebody whose birthday is coming up. Her name is Sherilyn Taylor. Now, she's born February the 2nd, so her birthday is coming up on Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
happy early birthday. You're a 10 of spades.
Yeah, that's one of
How
my
do you do that
cards.
so
Yeah.
fast? That's so
And
amazing.
let me tell you about it. I love the 10 of spades because one thing I love about it, even though it's a very hard working energy, like you got to work really hard when you have the 10 of spades. And this is the thing, even when you don't have to work hard, when you're around people, you're going to give them the sense that they have to work hard.
Yeah, for sure.
So because we're the representatives of these cards. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're the representative of hard work, the lazy people are going to run away from you, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
not going to want to be around you. You know, the whatever. So you're good to clear the air. But one of the things I like about the 10 of spades is it represent all the 10s represent success, but the 10 of spades represents long-term success, right? That type of success, like diamond like success. You know what I mean? Like it took a long time to make that diamond, but now that diamond is so valuable that it's sitting on worth and stuff like that. And that's the 10 of spades. The 10 of spades, the nickname for that for me is the whale. It actually is the card for the whale. And
Mm-hmm.
in the world of money, a whale is someone who's sitting on a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
right? So literally, when you're a 10 of spades, you may be sitting on a lot of money and not even realize that you're sitting on wealth. You don't know what that wealth is until it's unlocked, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but once that wealth is unlocked for you, that's going to be there with you for the rest of your life. You're not going to have to, that's not that money, like a 10 of diamonds money that comes in and goes out. Or you could, you could be super wealthy one moment and then super poor the next.
Mhm.
No, that's not 10 of spades energy. 10 of spades energy is once you reach that super wealthy, you're going to be super wealthy for the rest of your life. It also represents good health as long as you stick to nature and you
Mm-hmm.
stick to natural. So a 10 of spades person should use natural means in order to heal whatever they got going on, right? Because just doing that, connecting with the earth, because the 10 of spades also represents the earth and earth-based things like minerals that are beneath the earth, anything, herbs that are beneath the earth. So these are the things that can heal you from any type of condition that you may suffer from.
Yeah, and the 10 of spades is a very sexy card. It's definitely, for me, I think of it as a marriage card when it shows up in your spread, because it has the Queen of Hearts is an important card, and the Queen of Hearts is one of the most desirable energies, male or female. It's Neptune. Neptune is very sexy energy. So the 10 of spades is definitely a very sexy, they know it too. 10 of spades have this kind of about them that they know they have that touch. So it's, and
That is
definitely,
Beyonce's mama.
yeah,
Mama Tina's a 10 of spades.
yeah.
What's her name? Super Scent. The crayon lady. She's a 10 of spades. So
Yeah,
a lot of times you'll find 10 of spades in the beauty industry of some sort. They're either in beauty, fashion, hair. You'll find them in those industries.
You
yeah.
know what's interesting, ladies? I've been hearing Diamond on Clubhouse, right? But I'm sitting here and I'm saying she sounds just like she does on Clubhouse.
No different, right? It's
I
so
mean,
different.
I don't mean to be, growing up, but like, yeah, I said she sounds just like Clubhouse, okay?
It's like I practice my voice.
Now, listen, this is another person, Lee Hudo says, peace, all interested in cardiology. Therefore, when we finish this one, we're going to let people know how they can go to your website, Aquarius, and how they can join the Cardology University on Clubhouse. She says, any insight on her birthday, February the 26th, 91. She's a Pisces sun. She has a Libra and rising.
Clubs.
Ooh, always gonna be a Queen of Clubs in the house.
One of the most prolific cards there is. There's a lot of us clubs, women, and Queen of Clubs around here. But hey, I think that we're very instrumental to. We're like the fabric of the earth, like the thread of the earth. We keep everything. We weave everything together. We're like the what do you call it? Like the spider, that weaves the web of the earth. That's the Queen of Clubs. So we're usually we have a 10 of spades, so we're usually very hardworking, driven. We're that type of woman that's been shunned over the last patriarchal era. You know what I mean? But we try to conform. That's the thing with the Queen of Clubs. The Queen of Clubs sometimes will want a good man a lot, so much to the point where they'll try to conform. And when they try to conform, that's when they don't get that person that, that is really right for them. They really have to be authentic. They got to work on being authentic. But what works for a Queen of Clubs is for Queen of Clubs to get outside of their comfort zone, right? So you're a great match for somebody who is not, does not have the same cultural background as you do, right? But we get fixated on what we like, and that's the thing with Queen of Clubs. We'll like what we like, and we'll get broken out of that till we open up to trying something new or trying somebody, outside of our circle. Stepping outside of your circle is the lesson. So this is this is a wild card. The Queen of Clubs is like the wild card. Right. But they don't know they're a wild card. They think that they're normal like everybody else. You think like,
they don't
oh,
think they're normal.
Right?
Yeah. But they try to be different.
Yeah.
A lot of Queen of Clubs, you can tell a Queen of Clubs all the time. Like I always can tell a Queen of Clubs. I'll go somewhere and I'll see, there's a woman and she'll have like this real funky hairdo, like mine right now, or she'll have like some extra jewelry or piercings, a whole lot of silver or a whole lot of gold, and she'll be like, Grand Rising or something.
I feel
that effect. But or she'll wow you with her intellect, because they're very, very, very intellectual and smart. So she might strike up a smart conversation about technology or something like that. So it's real diverse, but you'll know, because the Queen of Clubs is the one that'll stand out. And it's interesting. She says she has a Leo moon, because it's very Leo in some aspects. The Queen of Clubs is like the Leo of the spiritual world.
Well, I want to get Diamond's perspective on that, because she always adds depth to it too. You women are awesome. Trust me.
Yeah, the Queen of Clubs is definitely metaphysical. Erykah Badu is a Queen of Clubs. There are a lot of celebrities. Definitely are those people that have this depth to them once they discover it. And like Aquarius was saying, don't be afraid, because they have a Jack of Hearts and Pluto. And the Jack of Hearts is the Christ principle. And is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. So you can imagine it being in Pluto. That means when you discover something, you're going deep with it. You have a knowing about it. And that's the Queen of Clubs. They have deep insight. They just have a mystical quality about them. They're very nosy, because they have an Ace of Spades in Jupiter. And the Ace of Spades is a card in metaphysical science. So if you want to find something out, the Queen of Clubs is definitely the person you want to have on your side. They're going to expose it. They're going to dig and dig and dig, but they have this intrinsicness about them where they know there's some secrets hidden somewhere, and they will definitely expose them.
I want to add something to that. What's interesting about the Queen of Clubs is the Queen of Clubs is where everybody gets this concept that the woman is God. They get that from the Queen of Clubs, because the Queen of Clubs is actually Mars to the God card, right? So when you look at the God card, which is the King of Spades, which is typically representative of God, in the Mars position, that's where the Queen of Clubs sits, right? So you got the Mars, which is supposed to be the man or the masculine. It has a queen in that position. So when you talk about God, quote unquote, yeah, you're talking about a Queen of Clubs. Like, this is somebody who can do anything. Yeah, and their hidden power card is actually the Jack of Spades, which again says that they can do anything they put their mind to. They may not be able to do something initially, but they'll learn it super quick. They have the mind of a computer. That's why they have a 10 of Spades in Mercury. They got the mind of a computer. So once it's committed to memory, it can be done. I can do this, So incredible card.
Do the people y'all talk to, do they understand how dynamic their aspects are?
Absolutely.
When they talk to you?
Absolutely. And when I mentioned Erykah Badu, when you have a celebrity that has a card, that's your potential. If you're a Queen of Clubs, you have the potential of Erykah Badu. Just like Jay-Z is an Ace of Diamonds. You have the potential of an Ace of Diamonds. Beyonce is a 7 of Diamonds. So you have a potential of a 7 of Diamonds. So when we look at the celebrities, we look at the card and we see how you can unlock that potential, because we all, like Aquarius said in the beginning, is scientific. These things don't change. You're born with these markers. Now you're here to learn how to unlock them. And the celebrities give us so much texture to that, where we can look at it and see, oh, okay. But look at it now. I was talking to a friend, and he was saying, yeah, Erica Badu hasn't been putting out any music. I said, yeah, because I see her on Instagram with a dude. Once she gets with a man, the music stops. And that's the Queen of Clubs. They're not going to do both.
And that's also
the
a
Queen
Pisces
of Clubs,
too.
yeah. So you know the potential that you have. Once you start dating and getting with a guy, then you know you're not no longer interested in that other stuff that you used to do. That would be the Queen.
Yeah. They have a 5 of clubs in Mars. I mean, 5 of clubs in Venus, right? So Venus being relationships, you have a card that's very disruptive in the space of relationships. So your relationships come in a disruptive way. You know, you don't have regular, you know, I meet somebody and we go over this long courting relationship and then we decide to get married. No, you get somebody and they come in your life like a tornado. Wow. And they come in and just change everything, you know, all of a sudden this is like everything has changed. You know, that's a Queen of Clubs love life.
Yeah.
Boy, this you between you two ladies, I mean, listen, let me back up. I'm going to start with you, Aquarius Maximus. Tell us about your website and how, you know, and her website is after her name. All you got to do, her name is right there at the bottom of the screen of her. And it just put a .com on there. What inspired you to do the website anyway? And in such depth, I've never seen anything like that. What inspired you to do that?
Well, I guess being a coder, you know, being a programmer, that's that Queen of Clubs side. Like I said, my biggest, you know, the biggest thing that I love is being able to give people tools to be able to you know, do things, you know, and that's what coding does. Like coding development is creating the tools so that people can, you know, to solve problems. So I love doing that. Like literally, if I could do that all day, just sit there, work on the website in different ways I can make it better so that people can learn more cardology, that's what I would be doing 24/7. Right.
And you know what's
But,
interesting?
you know,
Is she frozen? Oh, yeah.
You know, I was looking at your website today, and in my blue book, Lloyd's Book of Numbers, a guide for the 21st century, I list all the states under their zodiac signs, and you listed all the states, and I was checking the birthdays to get your birthdays and whatnot, except you were putting them in the suits, the number suits, the Jack of Diamonds, the this and that, and a lot of work went into that. Then you even did a map of the United States and telling them what states were this suit and
I'm
that
a little
suit.
extra.
No, I love it. I mean, I like to go down the rabbit hole. That's perfect. So I'm saying, if y'all want to see a coding demonstration from Aquarius Maximus, please visit our website. Y'all be there all day, and then y'all put in names or whatever the case is. But anyway, let me move on. I could be talking a long time. This is this person says, "Good evening, Lloyd and guests. They've gained a lot of insight through the broadcast. Thanks very much, Stephanie. I thought it was a question that, okay, let me see what else we got here. And it says a wonderful dynamic duo. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I would agree with Jamera. That's what she was saying. Now, what about this person here, born ladies on the 18th of August? To me, they are a fire sign with a fire number. What say you with the cards, ladies?
August the 18th. You got it, Aquarius?
8 of clubs.
Oh, wow. With all of those
8 of clubs. You are, this is also almost like a computer mind as well. I don't know. Am I frozen or my mom's frozen? Okay. So that's my Mars card, right? And the 8 of clubs is a problem solver, right? Because you have that strong mind, with the 8 of clubs, that's a strong mind, believe it or not. So I know some people, you tell them and they act really surprised, like, but this is a decoder. This is a problem solver. This is somebody that if you wanted to solve some major problem, you would lay it at their feet, put them in a room, and they're going to come back out with a solution. right? So that's what the Eight of Clubs is. You'll actually find a lot of attorneys that are Eight of Clubs. A lot of them get into law and legal and stuff like that, simply because they get to actually be somewhere and prove some knowledge, prove their point. So that's another thing too. They're great debaters, and they would want to be able to prove, the knowledge that they have. But they are very, very, very gifted. And I think that a lot of their gifts you won't know if you're not if you don't broaden yourself enough to know that you have that gift, because they have a strong Jack of Spades as well. They're able to pretty much take something, eat it up, and the next thing you know, they've assimilated it. I like to call them like the robot, like the AI, right? Just program it, they got it. So I've seen some Eight of Clubs. Like I know an Eight of Clubs young lady who plays, the piano beautifully. She can go to any instrument, learn it, and play it. My son has an Eight of Clubs in Venus. He does the same thing right now. He picks up an instrument and he can listen to it, and all of a sudden he can play it. Well, that's how gifted the Eight of Clubs is. Anything that has that very strong Jack of Spades is gifted in that way. Like they may not be able to do the thing until they hear it or see it. So they may be the type of person where you ask them to do some art and they be like, well, I'm not really an artist, right? I don't really draw. But then you put them in front of some art that they can look at and give them a pen and say, now draw it. They will be able to draw what they see down to a T. So they have that kind of mind, and they're supposed to use their mind to overcome obstacles.
And Diamond, what would you like to add to that, my dear?
And Eight of Clubs for me, I look at dates to see what, happened on those dates. And I discovered that Superman was launched on the Eight of Clubs day. And the Eight of Clubs is one of the 3 fixed cards, and it's a powerful generator. It doesn't move. And the thing about the Eight of Clubs is they have to surround themselves with people because they don't have peripheral vision. They have to surround themselves with people that they can trust because they have blind sides. They never move from where they are. So they don't get a chance to experience life like we do. They came here with less karma. We all have karma, but there are 3 cards in the deck that don't have any karma moving around the board. So they need to have people around them that they trust. The one thing about Eight of Clubs is that when they get into a relationship, they are going to be fixed. They're not going to be able to, it's difficult for them to do career and relationship. They can do career all by itself. But when relationships come in with Eight of Clubs, that's when it gets a little tricky for them. And I find men handle it a little better. But women will tend to put everything in that relationship and forget that they're what they're doing. So they have to be mindful of that. They are extremely powerful card because the vast majority of their cards are in Jupiter. They have one of the most fortunate life paths. They can have anything that they want, but they have to have people around them that are coaches and teachers and stuff like that, because they definitely have a lot of blind spots.
Yeah, the danger in being an Eight of Clubs is getting fixed on something. And that's actually an identical danger in being a Scorpio, especially a Scorpio with a lot of planets. It's fixation, getting so fixed on something that now you have to take your time to be broken off of that thing. The universe will come and break you.
Yeah.
When you get super fixed on something, and that breaking can be actually heartbreaking, and stuff like that. Their transformation card is the 9 of Hearts. So they definitely go through heartbreaks in this lifetime.
You know what, ladies? 2 things. I want to be just like you two when I grow up, okay? And then this show is definitely going to go over an hour. I hope you don't mind. I'm telling everybody up front, if y'all got something to do, it's okay.
Well, at least we're talking about our favorite subject. We know how that is. When we're talking about cardology, and we go on and on and on and rabbit hole.
But it makes it such a difference when you tell when people are into their craft, though. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's something you can't, what can you say? It's just the most amazing thing. Now, of all, I've done about, I think, somebody said, they said I've done about 60 shows. And I've asked no one to ask I want a reading on the air, the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay, not too much
Okay,
ugly.
go
I'm a
for
nine
it.
of diamond. What does that mean?
Nine of diamonds. Well, nine of diamonds, both of us are very familiar because she's my granddaughter and her daughter. So we're very familiar with the nine of diamonds. And what makes a nine of diamonds so dynamic this year? Because you have a lot to do with the United States, which is a jack of diamonds, because Uranus was retrograde. And it went direct on the nine of diamonds day. So we're all underneath that energy of the nine of diamonds. So you're teaching people what we need to do in the United States. Because the nine of diamonds is about resources. They're about the paper. Kanye West is a nine of diamonds. 50 Cent is a nine of diamonds. They're about that paper. They're about that money. And they're very good, when they know
They're
how
both
to
doing
use it.
very well financially too.
The nine of diamonds is that energy that makes things mainstream. So you take something that's underground and you bring it above ground. You make it mainstream because you make it palatable. You have a two of spades and Neptune, right? So people will rely on you whether you know it or not. You know what I mean? Your word is like, your word is a word. Even like Kanye, no matter how many crazy incidents he has, he got people that think the word, like, did you hear Kanye? Oh, wow, he's such a genius. So it doesn't matter how crazy he is. He's a genius, and he's looked at as a genius. And, so when I see something come together with the nine of diamonds, I know that it's reached a very important peak. You know what I mean? So cardology coming to you right now means that it's peaking. It's reaching a very important peak and it's about to hit the mainstream. And the mainstream collective is going to, get into it. Like, so you would be that person, like if you were on radio, which you'll find nine of diamonds on radio because you have a ton of clubs. But if you were on radio, you would be that one that was breaking that new album that will all of a sudden, everybody's playing it everywhere and it's in their head. That would be you. So you're breaking cardology and all of a sudden people have cardology in their head and they're like, oh my God, I really want to know about this stuff like that. So yeah.
But what's interesting, I had an extremely successful radio show here in New York on WLIB, WBLS for over 20 years.
And that's where I met you at.
Yep, that's true. That is very, very true. Now, ladies, there's always the yin and yang, okay? So what about the downside? What should nine of diamonds, not just me, but all nine of diamonds should be aware of?
No, what we need to be aware of as people for nine of diamonds, like all nines are universal. And they want to, the nine of diamonds is a connector, but nine of diamonds, low side is a pimp. It will pimp you out. It will put you out there.
Sure.
Definitely.
I miss my calling, huh?
Definitely. They're very creative because they're very resourceful. Diamonds are resources, and the nine of diamonds is very resourceful. They can make stuff out of nothing. So they have several people around where they can call upon to get to do the things that they need them to do. They keep an ace in the hole. They're extremely resourceful people, but they're people that, like Aquarius says, things go viral with them. They're known as the card of viral. Nine of diamonds will always have lots of important people around them. They know lots of important people and they're connectors, but they're extremely powerful. They have a big connection with the United States. They sit in Uranus. So they're definitely community people. They're people that will, want to be in organizations and groups and fraternities and stuff like that. But people, when nine of diamonds come along, that there's something that's getting ready to happen. Like Aquarius says, it's getting ready to go viral.
Yeah, and the nine of diamonds, one of the downsides with the nine of diamonds is just like a lot of other cards, is there could be a degree of stubbornness there and resistance to change, resistance to themselves, resistance to their own destiny. It's a slow moving card. The nine of diamonds is a very slow moving card when it comes to moving towards their own success. They have a six of spades at the top of their chart. So remember, we were talking about those sixes. You know, the
Yeah,
sixes are
yeah,
the sixes
yeah.
are slow. You know, then so their success could come later in life, and or they, you know, may come with obstacles, or that by the time they come for their success, like 50 Cent, they got 10 bullet holes in their body, and they in their you know, they had to get facial reconstruction and all this other stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now they're super uber successful. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's the thing. That's the thing with the six of spades as well, because it's so closely tied to the nine of spades. So it's like you're learning your lessons through pain. You know, a lot of times, like you can do this the easy way or the hard way, and the nine of diamonds choose the hard way. So
I, wait, I'm not
yeah,
going to. I have to.
they choose the long hard path, not the easy path. You know, and maybe it's like that because so many people are looking at them. You know,
Mhm,
and if
mhm.
you're like if you got the spotlight on you, you want to do the right thing, you're a little bit, you know, hesitant to take shortcuts, you know,
Mhm.
the stuff like that. So that can be the difficulty, I think. And there's also a level of perfectionism. The nine of diamonds has a king of clubs in Mars, so everything has to be just so right. You know, when a lot of times it can't be.
I'm very detailed
You
today.
got to be very sometimes spontaneous, especially in today's world. You're gonna have mistakes. There's gonna be, look, we had glitches. You know, you fade out, the internet goes out, stuff that's beyond your control anyway. And that's the type of stuff that's going to come to a nine of diamonds to teach you that, hey, it ain't all in your hands. It's you know, you got to take that leap of faith and just go with it.
And they're
Okay.
definitely a very protected card. The nine of diamonds has the seven of spades in Mercury, and they're extremely protected and fortunate. And it's also the ancestor card. So they definitely they tap into money for sure. The nine of diamonds can manifest money. It's just remarkable.
They're magical.
They are magical.
They're
They
very
are
magical.
magic.
But they don't know a lot of times they don't know their own magic. But
Right.
it's a very magical card.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all certainly know how to make me feel good this evening. Thank you. Let me not be selfish and move on. Thanks, ladies. That was nice. I rarely do that. This person here is born September the 19th of 1966. I know she got a lot of nines running through that birthday. And
Yeah, and
that's
she is a September 9th. You said September
September 19th.
19th.
Yes.
She's a five of clubs,
Oh,
one of
wow.
my favorite cards. And it's
Yeah.
funny you actually said a lot of nines because she has a nine of spades and Pluto,
Ooh.
right? So oftentimes there are some real serious releases that have to happen in the life of a five of clubs for them to be able to have what they really, really want, which a lot of times is love. Like a lot of times they're looking for their other half in life. They have a two of hearts reward. They're like, I'm looking for somebody just like me, right? But the issue is that they're so unique. You know, they're so dynamic and they're constantly changing. So you're not gonna find somebody like you know, just lying in the street. You know what I mean? This is a journey. So they're called the seeker. So they have to go out and seek, and they have to go out and have experiences. These experiences are critical to their growth and critical to bringing the things that they deserve in their life. They also have to have the self-worth to invest in themselves. You know what I mean? So they
Mhm.
have to, if they're willing to put a tremendous amount of money in themselves, their business, their ideas, then they can become wealthy, right? But it's gonna take it's gonna take some investment, it's gonna take some faith in what they do and belief in what they're doing and belief in the philosophy. Like they're here to find the philosophy and believe in it. You know what I mean? Because they oftentimes are going to be wandering from philosophy to philosophy, but they're here to find something to believe in. And once they believe in that thing, it can unlock so much wealth in their life.
What
That's also the card for what do you call it, for Atlantis. So they love far out things like that. They love far out conspiracies. That's the card of conspiracy theories. So you'll get into debates and stuff like that. And a lot of times their own lives are mysterious, very mysterious lives. So, you know, they're one big walking conspiracy sometimes. You won't know what's going on, you know, in the life of a five of clubs. So this is a very dynamic card.
Well, I gotta ask your mother, Diamond or Ma, what do you think? What is
Well,
that?
yeah, Five of Clubs is my Uranus card, so it is definitely one of my favorite cards. But I find with Five of Clubs, they can censor themselves. You know, they sit in Mercury, Saturn, so that's about communication. And Saturn is how you communicate. You know, the things that you say you want to be known for. So I can find the Five of Clubs can censor themselves. They are great debaters, but they can, you know, censor themselves and not necessarily say the things that they want to say. And you know, I find as they mature and get older in life, they're more free with how they express themselves. But I definitely know that there is that hidden side about them, very mysterious, very sexy card. I think of the Five of Clubs is it's very it has a lot of Sagittarius in it, very
Mm-hmm.
sexy,
Mm-hmm.
very you know, looking for that relationship, but not really committed. You know, they have an Ace of Spades and Venus, and that Ace of Spades and Venus, they like secret relationships. They like rendezvous.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they tend to keep their relationship secret.
Yeah,
So that's the type of person you may not know even has somebody.
yeah, yeah,
Or you know, or somebody, you know, if it's a guy, he got a girlfriend, but he don't quite want to give her a girlfriend status
yeah.
and give her a girlfriend title.
Yeah,
And
he kind of
she's
want to have a
mad
secret
because
too.
she's like, hey, you know, when are we gonna make this official?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
or whatever. And he's like, well, you know, I don't really know if this is official. But you know, you get those types of things. And their hidden power card is the 10 of diamonds. So they like attention. They do
Mhm.
like attention and they like money, of course.
Yeah.
And they like to, you know, they lots of different things, but they have the potential to be very, very successful,
Mhm.
super successful because of that hidden 10 of diamonds that they have,
Mhm.
and because of that 9 of spades and Pluto, which is
Mhm.
like, hey, stick with it no matter what. That's actually telling you, like some 9 of spades will tell you, let it go, let it go. And there
Mhm.
are some things they need to let go. But there's some things they need to stick with until it is bleeding. You almost there. Don't give up. They got cuts and bruises. They're like, oh gosh,
Let me
how
ask you
much
this:
longer do I have to go?
have you
But
two ever thought about writing a book
oh
together?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And man, that's like between the both of you. I don't know who to listen to. I mean, I listen to both of you. Don't get me wrong, but it's just that you come, of course, with one set of information, and Diamond comes with another set, and between you two, it's like, wow, it's just like a complete package. And you know, I anyway, let's move on to the next one. We got so many people. We definitely going over our 57 minutes is here already. I ain't even put up your banners yet. I ain't even show you. I ain't even show your books yet. You know, so we're gonna be here for a minute. Is that okay if y'all stay a little longer?
Absolutely.
yeah,
All
yeah.
Absolutely.
right, all
July, so we
right.
got July 28th. We got a King of Hearts.
Oh
King of Hearts.
wow.
Yeah,
July
King of
28th, the King
Hearts
of
is
Hearts.
The baby
magnanimous.
daddy card. The baby daddy.
Yeah. So a King of Hearts, let me tell you something. You can have anything you want as long as you're willing to put yourself on Front Street,
Mhm.
right? As long as you're willing, this is the ultimate performer card, right?
Mhm.
This is like you get out there and you just do this, and people are gonna love you. You know what I mean? Like you can do whatever you want to. People are gonna love you. Like you be like,
Like that,
dang, why
huh?
you pulling them like that? Yeah. But a lot, but the thing is, if you're not like a performer, but you're
Mhm.
King of Hearts, then you're the shy King of Hearts. And you know that you want to do something else, like you want to do technology, or you're doing something else, or you're doing astrology, and you're like, I just want people to recognize my brilliance in this, right?
Mhm.
But everybody wants you to get out there and be like, hey, hey. And then you get out there and you do that, and everybody like, you know what I mean? So they don't even care what you got in your brain. They're just loving you because you're here to get love. You know, your transformation card is the Ace of Hearts,
Mhm.
right? They're here to love you regardless. They'll love you if it doesn't matter what you do. You know,
It's
just
all love,
note
right?
that, yeah, just note that it ain't about that. It's about you and what happiness and joy that you're capable of bringing to people by just getting out there and doing this. So even if you're a person that has a king of, let's say you're in a year and you're displacing the King of Hearts, right? this is your time to shine, like in whatever it is you do. But you can't be shy. You got to get in front of the camera. You got to do lives. You got to do interviews. I tell people when they got a King of Hearts in their year, I'm like, they're gonna put you on TV. You're gonna have the news just pull up on you, and you're gonna be like, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife. And look at him, he's famous like everywhere because of that. That's what the King of Hearts can do to you, right?
You know what, ladies? You'll always make whoever is on here. If anybody is feeling down, they need to get readings from you too. I mean, let me ask you this though. In the reverse, is there a card where you'll say, "Oh man, y'all need to stay away. Y'all need to go to the nearest exit"?
Nope. That's the best cards.
The worst cards are the best cards.
Yes, that's
What
your
do you
hidden
mean?
energy.
That's interesting.
Like even they say that in cardology, you have like the even cards, right? Like the 2s, the 4s, the 6s. They're like trines in astrology, easy energy, right? So if they can be satisfied with much less, if they get something and they just chilling, they're like, okay, I like this. But the odd cards, they're like, I want more. You know what I mean?
More.
And because they want more, they gonna get more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they may be squares. They're like squares in astrology, challenges. Their life is going to be full of challenges. But because they're full of challenges, they were built for challenges. So anyone who's built for challenge, they have the potential to have so much more success in their life, because they're going to go beyond that challenge. They're going to push themselves. They're going to not fall down just because they got a bruise, you know, or because, you know, somebody beat them in the head. No, that's going to be fuel. They created let your haters be your motivators.
Yes, they created.
The odd cards created the 3s, the 5s, the 9s. They created that, the 7s, you know, that's what that's about. So, you know, there are cards that in the past they have said are bad, right? And now those very cards are the billionaires of today.
Yes, Beyonce.
You know what I mean? They're the billionaires of today. But remember, back then they didn't have the access to make money that we do now. So now these odd cards are really shining because now this is their world. Like, oh yeah, you know, I can do this now. You know, back then you could only do but so much. You know,
that is very true.
But now, you know, you can
TikTok.
build I know you can build an audience of 20 million people now. You know,
Sister was telling me today I need to get on TikTok. I said, what? And I've been hearing that I need to. Well, anyway, I take it one at a time. I'm just getting new to Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, right?
Diamond and I had a talk this morning, this afternoon. So we got something going to go there. But let me hold up. We're over the mark. But what I want to do is take a moment and put up a couple of things, which is, first of all, this is how you get in touch with Diamond. All righty. She's a cardologer, lecturer, author, a great sister. Okay. And her clubhouse is Cardology University. Would that be correct?
It's we have my room is the astrology room, but yeah, you'll find us under Clubhouse under Cardology.
Okay, you're on Instagram at diamonds with an S_8, all spelled out, no numbers, but spelled out EIGHT. Her Venmo is at diamond157, and her PayPal is ninadunham57@yahoo.com. I take it, young lady, you do readings?
Absolutely. And what you said about readings is people know what's wrong. People don't want a reading for you to tell them what's wrong. People want a reading because they want to know the good stuff.
Yes, like tell me something else I don't know. Okay.
yeah, that sounds like something Black folks would say. That sounds like, tell me something I ain't know already.
Yeah,
you know,
that's how we roll.
Honestly,
because we have been so used to knocking each other.
So much bad news in the community, in the hood, in the whatever, that we're so desensitized to it, and we tend to not believe in the goodness of the earth and the goodness of what people are trying to really do. So we are the ones even more so that need that inspiration for goodness and happiness, and understanding that this world is not conspiring against you, it's conspiring for you.
And
But
interesting.
you oftentimes, something has to get knocked out of the way to give you something
Yeah.
better. And it
You
could
know,
be
it's
painful.
interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
and it
I'm
could be
sorry.
painful if you're hanging on to the thing that needs to be knocked out of the way in order for you to get what you truly want, and happiness. So that tends to be the case. So I'm with my readings, and even my mom readings, we motivate people. And I know sometimes I'm talking to people and they think I'm crazy because I'm like talking to you like you're a superhero, but I really do believe you're a superhero.
Well,
That's how I see you.
that's what I wanted to mention. When I did a show in Texas one time, one guy called in, he says, all your readings are positive. Yeah, yeah, that's how I roll. I mean, who needs another you ain't you know
Yeah,
what?
Yeah,
Okay?
you know
yeah.
that already.
So
Somebody in
if
your
if
family
you
told
want
you that.
negative stuff, I'm not the person. Now, if there's something I will see, I'm sure like you ladies will see like aspects, because I heard Diamond one day explaining something about, okay, this ain't too good when that's mixed with that. Yes, that's our job. But 9 times out of 10, everything is always positive. Everything is always upbeat. So this is how you get in touch with this beautiful lady right here, Diamond. Okay, it's right there at the bottom. All right. And by the way, excuse me, let me see something here. And let me show you the cover of her book.
Oh, the book, Clutching My Pearl.
Yes, Cardology University with Nina Dunham and D'Angela Epps, or they
The
call her Angel.
angel.
The
Yeah, the
Call her
angel.
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 And
The
she's an
Yeah.
angel.
illustrator. So I want to give the sister her props too. But this, when I saw this came out today, when I was on this morning in the clubhouse, I ordered it right on the spot.
Thank
I
you.
just couldn't get it right on the spot, but you know what I'm saying? But it's good. And thank you so much for that too. Now I want to turn my attention over to the other person here, which is Aquarius Maximus. All right. Now this is how you're gonna get in touch with this sister, okay? Because Aquarius Maximus don't play. All right. And there at the bottom of your screen, she's a cardologer, lecturer, author. And this is her contact number, 470-422-7044. It's 470-422-7044. And her website is aquariusmaximus.com. Let me tell you, if you want to get an illustration of how a site is really put together, no wonder now the mystery is solved for me. You are a coder. See, I didn't know that. But so you can understand that why this is one of the best sites. And I've been to tons of sites, but I mean, almost everything I'm looking for, you do name comparisons, you do the destiny, you do the card of the month, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, ladies, is a new one, which is the Jack of Spades tomorrow. Would I be correct to start off February?
Yeah, Jack of Spades.
Jack of Spades. Yeah, absolutely. This is gonna
That's
be
actually King Simon's birthday, right?
Yes, it's his birthday tomorrow. And
the
in
Jack
fact,
of
I'm about to
Spades.
give him his
Yeah,
props near the end of this show and
yeah.
show his books and also introduce the guests. But thanks for staying on longer. So now we got that done. Oh, by the way, she has a Venmo. Let us not leave out Venmo. That's Cardologer. Okay, Cardologer. What happened? You know what's interesting, ladies? When I first got into numerology, right? And I told my dad, I says, I want to be a numerologist. He says, "Oh wow, you want to be a neurologist, like a doctor." You know what I'm saying? And then a
That's
couple
what
of
they
weeks
say.
later,
You would be a
he said,
cardiologist. That's what they
"Yeah,
say.
no,
You'd be a
that's what I
heart
was going to say.
doctor.
All you got to do is add an I in there, and you got to." Did anybody ever give that
All
same
the time.
misinterpretation?
All
But you
the
know what? I actually do think in some ways we are
yeah.
cardiologists. We work
Yeah.
on the heart. I do believe that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, one of the things that I learned in cardology, because I told you, we do the card of names and stuff like that. What
Hmm.
you'll find is even names will be related to each other despite the spelling. They may be one thing off, but they'll still be related. They'll still be on the same spectrum. That's why you might be a person that your particular birthday is associated with Steve's, and you might know 3 different Steves spelled differently. Steven, Stephen, Steven, blah, blah, blah. Like me, I have Eric associated with my birthday. So I know an Eric, an Eric, spelled all different. Derek, which
But
is
all in
another
the same
variation of
vicinity, though.
Eric. I know anybody that has an Eric in their name, I know them, right? So that energy is associated with my card and with my birthday. So we'll pick that up. So now we'll see certain birthdays or certain cards, and we'll see the name, and it'll be like, yeah, I'm always seeing that name with your birthday, So it's something that's associated. So it's just one letter off. So I'm sure that there's some root to that, and there's some truth to that.
And Nina, what has been your experience in this regard?
People say it all the time. People say, "Oh, you're a cardiologist." No, I'm not a cardiologist. I don't do cardiology. I wish I was getting paid that way, but no, I'm not. But it's a faux pas. It just makes sense. When I'm Googling stuff, it'll come up, so I see it all the time. Even on my page, sometimes when I first started, I wasn't paying any attention, and I was hashtagging cardiology. So I was like, no. So it definitely happens. But yeah, like she says, there's synchronicities. It's, with names, it's like names. I'm saying, you go to AquariusMaximus.com and you type in a name, people answer to their name more than they do to their birthday. Because when you meet people, they're not telling you about their birthday, but the name is definitely more identifiable. So
yeah. That's why it's powerful when you change your name. You do a name change. You're gonna change up the energy. I find like right now, and I think this is really attributed to I have some serious Gemini in my chart, right? Serious Mercury, right? So I'm split between, my real name, my birth name, and then Aquarius Maximus. But I find there's certain times when my birth name is more being called for to be used, So it's telling me, oh no, you need to use this name because this name is coming into its time right now. So like right now, in terms of business, I'm doing a lot of big business, and my name is the King of Diamonds. So I'm being called to use my, to go by my full name, Tavana Evans, versus going by Aquarius Maximus. I'm hold on one second.
Okay, now
yeah.
no, listen, we understand when you got kids at home. Now, this person, Winsome Thomas, they said they were born May 26th of 83. Now, I guess, do people ever ask you, what do you see for in this case of 2022, 2023? And he says he don't have time. We don't know what that's about. But
May 26th makes them a 6 of clubs. And for any time, the 6 of clubs is the messenger. It's the John the Baptist. So at any time, it's a very beneficial card. We look at it in the United States spread to see where it's sitting at, to see what it's doing in the collective. But the 6 of clubs, it's definitely the card of deja vu. And like Aquarius was talking about, it's a slow moving energy. It has me in this and it's Jupiter. It's a very fortunate card.
It's a part of nostalgia.
Yes, for sure.
And they're very nostalgic.
Yeah, definitely slow moving, but when they get going, they're going. But you got to be very patient with a 6 of clubs. They can definitely spend a lot of time in the process, over processing things. But once they get going, they are like, wow. But they're definitely people. When I think about the 6 of clubs, when they tell the story of John the Baptist, they said it was the voice crying in the wilderness. And that could be a 6 of clubs. Either there's someone that is speaking and you're listening, or there's someone that's raging. Now, they got a mouth on them. They definitely
the reason why they can capture your attention is because of that nostalgia. So that nostalgia is like, I can connect with you on a level where you're going to understand. I can instantly connect with you and bring you new information, and it's like for the 9 of diamonds, that's what is the reward card. So
Reward
9 of
card.
diamonds can be very nostalgic, and they can tell you stories, like, they're good storytellers. So, they could, like, we'll get into a conversation and they're telling you a story and you're going to listen to it and be entertained by it and whatever. But it's a very, very powerful card in that regards. It takes you back. Like, the 6 of clubs is going to take you back to a period in life where you're going to remember it in an enjoyable way and not a traumatic way.
Before we go to the next one, somebody in the chat said they already ordered your planner, Diamond.
Oh, thank you.
And then another person said they have Aquarius book.
The King of
Cardology. In fact, let me show that on the screen for people. This is her book. I meant to show your book when I was showing your banner, but this is her book, King Cardology. All righty. Both these ladies have their respective books, King Cardology and Diamond's Cardology University Planner on Amazon. So
yeah, I wrote King Cardology because I was kind of inspired and told that men, and particularly Black men, were going to be going through a very, very difficult time. And one of the interesting things that I found out about men, in particularly, is that men read a lot. Y'all like books,
I would say I do anyway.
Yeah, men will find some time for some books. They're jewels for y'all.
But knowledge is power, as they say.
Yeah. Women, on the other hand, we're like the intuits. So we like to sit around in circles and we do that. What do you call it? The spoken word, information, and we absorb that. But I told you, we're like human computers, so we absorb all that information from just the talking. But the men, they love the books. They love it written down in there. So I think that we need to have more self-healing books for men, especially with cardology, to help them go through these times.
I think so too, ladies. Let's take a couple of more, because time is going by. I really don't have any. Oh, Lynn Turner says, how do you order your planner?
Well, you can go to our website and you can get a digital download and you get that instantly, or you can order it on Amazon.
Now, what is your website again, Diamond?
Cardologyuniversity.academy.
Okay. Cardology University Academy. Is it a .com or
yes, .academy.
Oh, .academy.
Cardology.
Cardology University.
Cardology University .academy. And then from there they can download the book.
You can download it right now.
Oh, I don't have to wait for the book. That's great.
Yeah, you can get a digital download right now. Angel is the bomb. I'm telling you. Hey, Angel.
I would like to have Angel and a couple other people, from what I've heard on the show, if it's okay.
Can I say something? Something just jumped out. Someone just asked about their relationship card being a 7 of spades and therefore a clubs, right? And relationship cards, I think, are the most bombest things that cardology has to offer, because it really, really does decode and give you the tools you need to make a successful relationship. So if you have a combination card that's a 7 of spades, or a relationship card that's a 7 of spades, then you're being taught faith, lessons around faith. Right. So you may not have all the answers. And as a 4 of clubs, we can think we have all the answers at times. Trust me, I'm a 4 of clubs. Right. So sometimes we need to, as a 4 of clubs, we need to be assured. We need to know what it is, and relationships a lot of times are not like that. You're going to spoil the experience of having the relationship with just needing to know when you need to experience. So with the 7 of spades relationship, you got to break your need to know, and you got to adopt the desire to have the experience, and a rich experience at that. So that's one main thing, because a 4 of clubs lesson is to have faith, right? You don't know what it's going to be. You might think that, it's going to be a certain thing, and then it turns around and opens up the door to something so much greater and bigger or whatever of an experience. But you're gonna miss the experience if you don't walk towards the door. You know, if you stand there just looking, trying to figure it out, you know, then you're gonna miss the experience. Also, the thing with the 7 of spades is time, because the 7 of spades has 2 sixes, you know, in its life spread. And a lot of people don't realize it. So you see the 7 of spades and you think, yeah, I'm excited. This is going to happen like right now. And then it lets you down, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, what happened? You know what I mean? You're right. Why? Well, it's not, you know? So it's telling you to have patience. You haven't seen the whole story yet.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the whole thing yet. So whenever the 7 of spades shows up in your chart, remember, tell yourself, be patient. You haven't seen nothing yet.
And you know what? I can't see the chat, guys. I can't see what people are typing and saying. So I don't know how to have that on my screen. So everybody out there, hey, I can't see you, but I know everybody is out there. I don't.
So we got a November 12th up here. We got
an 8 of clubs.
We got a Scorpio. So I'll tell you this: what the most important thing you need to know is not even cardology, because currently the South Node is transiting through Scorpio, right? That is going to change everything for you, right? And in a positive inner way.
Now, are you talking in general or to the specific?
Yes, this is for all Scorpios out there.
Oh,
the South Node is in Scorpio, right? And the South Node is known as the dragon's tail. Right. So it has a very Saturn-like influence, Saturn-Pluto-like influence, right? So in some instances, they say that it's very closely aligned with Scorpio. So you're at home in the type of transformation that it brings you. However, because it's dealing with that South Node karmic influence, it's more of a inner kind of energy, you know what I mean? And the tail, think about the tail of a dragon, right? Think about a tail coming in and moving around. It just swipes and knocks things down, right? And that's the thing. It's like it's doing a cleanup. It's doing a purge. It's going to purge things out of your life, right? You're preparing for a totally new cycle. Likely you were vibing off the North Node in Scorpio, right? You're vibing really hard. Like this is a scorpionic environment. And the last North Node in Scorpio was back in 2012. So back in 2012 to now, everything was Scorpio. That's why you see all of the sex videos. You see the women out there, you know, barely, you know, dressed, and that's why you see the music got real vulgar. They took off the clean version of everything. Now
Meek Mill had a bus with naked ladies all over.
Because the North Node in Scorpio was off the chain, you know, from 2012 until now. But now you have a flip. So now you got that going back into the underground, because the North Node brought the things that were beneath the surface to the surface. And now you have the flip where it's going back underground, right? You got all of that stuff is going back into the darkness, right?
Question. So, would that affect not only Scorpios by sun sign, but those that have their moon in Scorpio? Or
any type of planet that you have in Scorpio is going to be affected. I think Scorpio sun's most affected because the sun is the light, you know, and you got this thing that is dimming your light. Now it's forcing you to really go to your lunar energy, your inner energy, you know, and recognizing that. It's not saying that you can't have success, because the South Node will bring the successes that you are due, that you worked really hard for. Like that's the Saturn aspect. It'll bring people back in your life that finally sign that dotted line for you. You know what I mean? You know, it'll bring that type of energy, but it's also in terms of, they say that this transit makes you more spiritual, you know, and the reason why it's going to make you more spiritual is because you're going to turn more inner, you know, and when you turn more inner, likely, you know, you're going to be seeing things with more of a spiritual eye. So a lot of transformation is coming to Scorpio right now because of that South Node, right? And it's the axis that is on is a money axis. You know, you got the Taurus Scorpio axis, which is big money. So you may come into contact with big money. You could potentially even still be wealthy, but your wealth is going to come from your spiritual gifts. It's going to come from your spiritual alignment. You know what I mean? And when we say like being aligned, it's like looking at the signs. You know what I mean? When something's telling you to let go of this, let go of it. When it's telling you to go here, you go. Don't question it. Don't question all of these synchronicities that you're given. Instead, go with the flow, and you'll be led to something, you know, very deep and meaningful for yourself. You know, so this is going to be a deep and meaningful time for us. We think that Scorpio North Node is a deep and meaningful time. It's more of a deep and meaningful time when those things go beneath the surface, because now you got to dig deeper.
Yes,
to really,
yes,
you know, to really find these things. They're not as available. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what?
Occult information, you know, all of that stuff. This may be the time when a cult goes a little bit deeper. You know, you go into these little circles now to really gain a pure education of it, rather than turning on the internet and thinking that, oh, you're learning, you know, you're learning cardology because somebody on Instagram or something started pulling some cards, or you're learning astrology because somebody gets up there and does a live, or you're learning this because somebody do this. No, now you got to take it deeper. Now you're going to have to go into the temple. You got to go into the academy. You got to go into the order again to learn that information. The information is now going underground, the type of occult information. Now, that doesn't mean it can't still be mainstream and whatever, but it's just that now, if you're going to really want to know it, you got to be serious about it. And it ain't no, you know, I'm all of a sudden, you know, this is what I am. It's like, no, you're going to have to dig deep and,
you know,
and get in that.
What's interesting is that you have on your screen Sweet Stamps. She has an occult number, which is the 7th of August. She says she's
6 of diamonds.
Huh?
It's a 6 of diamonds.
Yeah, she says she's fallen deep into cardology since Aquarius' last appearance. Thank you all. Peace, family, and blessings. See, things like that is a nice compliment.
It is.
I can have guests on, and that's the whole purpose. Those are the numbers I want, not how many. I even got to write it. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay. I like
I know,
the
right?
numbers that raise people's level of awareness and understanding. It's because of you, Aquarius, that I got to know your mom. Not knowing that your mother and grandfather used to listen to me back in the day, as they used to say. So it's a very interesting connection, and it just shows how small this world really, really is. You know?
Very small. Very small.
Now,
the world is getting smaller. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Diamond, you were talking about this lady here. What is she? August 7th. What is she?
A 6 of diamonds.
And what would that mean?
Well, 6 of diamonds is definitely a blessed card. You know, we had a lot of 6 energy today. That's why we still on here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's 6 energy. The 6 of diamonds, that's my son's birthday. That's why I know that one very well. But 6 of diamonds is definitely a very fortunate life path. But for me, everything is about timing. You know, they have those 2 10s, so they definitely come across as powerful people, and definitely have you know, a lot of umph behind them. You know, that's one of them old words, right? They got a lot of umph.
The thing with the 6 of diamonds is they have to fight. They sometimes get stuck in a rut. Which is what can happen with 6s anyway. You could get stuck in a rut where you feel like, hey, like I said, you're stuck and you're not moving forward. What happens when you're not moving forward? Well, as a 6, you're supposed to look backwards, you know? So that's how you pass the time. You pass the time by looking back and seeing what needs to be finished, completed, you know? So, so for a 6 of diamonds, if you're waiting for something to come into fruition, a great idea for you might be to go back to school, because your karma card is a 9 of clubs card of graduation. You know what I mean? So there are graduations in your life that may not have happened because you've gotten stuck in a rut. You know, you got stuck in a place. So that's one of the things with that you want to. And one of the beautiful things about it is, like I said, with seeds, this type of seeds that get planted with you are financial seeds. So you may have planted a seed with someone 10 years ago, and they come back and they offer you the biggest opportunity you could ever think of. You know what I mean? So, that's the thing that you want to do. You want to cultivate your relationships. Don't ever discard a relationship and think that this relationship is not going to go anywhere or something like that, because you may not know what role that person plays in your life.
And Diamond, I want what you wanted to add to that too.
Yeah, they have 8 of Spades in Jupiter, and Jupiter is definitely that higher vibration. You have the most powerful 8 in the deck. So it's about finishing. And like she said, 6 is about timing. So finishing and staying the course, because you have access to all of the elements. So you definitely want to stay vigilant. You want to stay focused.
Stay active. If you have an 8 of Spades, you want to stay physically active. You want to do that.
Yeah, definitely. It's a card of sports, it's definitely and the 6 of Diamonds I find is a multicultural card. Definitely very they do well in other cultures with other people, very diverse, energy and stuff like that, but very powerful.
Yeah.
They definitely have a very metaphysical mind. They're challenging karmic cards and 9 of Clubs, a card of Cardology. So they have their mind, but it's a challenge.
As a 6 of Diamonds, you literally can go. Say you're a person of color, a Black person, you could go to a total 100% white town and live there for the rest of your life, and they'll think you're the best thing in the world, right? So while other people might feel afraid, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm not moving over here. I don't see no Black folks." Not a 6 of Diamonds, they can move over there and they will become one of the family. You know what I mean? Like no matter what. So, and it's funny because like one of the most, I guess, perceived, people call it the most perceived, quote unquote, racist cities in the country is actually a 6 of Diamonds, right? And in Kentucky, right? Places where they never seen Black people and only on TV, and I've known people that have moved there and like really, really, really warmed the hearts of people to whereas they're like, "Oh, I get to know you. You're not that bad." You know what I mean? Like, "Oh, I like you," and that's the kind of energy that is. It's a very groundbreaking, pioneering energy when it comes to people. And a lot of times it's funny because the card of the NFL, or sports is a 6 of Diamonds. And what do you see in the NFL? We saw a lot of interracial marriage.
A lot of everybody's up in there.
Yeah, everybody was married. But I tell people that's because the 6 of Diamonds, that's the karma that's associated with it. They can't help themselves. That's the karma that they're in.
Well, let me say this. I can't help myself but be amazed at you two women, okay? How y'all do this is like, I am just super impressed. What I'm going to do is I'm running it. You know what? Y'all have broke a record. Y'all have been on the longest than any other guests I've had on. And it's all your fault, ladies. And I think it's great. Okay.
Well, and I'm going to tell you why, because our combination calls the Queen of Spades. And the Queen of Spades is in Saturn right now. So this is about doing the work. Queen of Spades is that card that is going to bring it. So you're looking at self-mastery. So you have done something today with that Queen of Spades to take yourself to the next level.
Yeah, you gotta learn something. You learn some great jewels with that Queen of Spades energy. For real. You definitely want to sit at the foot of that particular queen to learn something. So yeah.
Well, let me say this. Oh, this is that first of all, at the bottom of the screen, because I want to make sure, because actually you're also broken records of people that want to talk to you too. So we will be on here for at least another 90 minutes. I kid you not. So in all fairness to you two ladies, I said an hour. I always fib, and I'll do the best I can.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, my 4 of Diamonds Sunday, he just hurt his finger. So he's been in and out of here. I guess
okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up.
Are we serious right now?
Yeah, he cut himself somehow. And as big as strong as the boy he is, he's looking kind of vulnerable right now.
Oh gosh.
But for those at the bottom, please, this is how you get in touch with Diamond, who's a cardologer, a lecturer, author, clubhouse. Her clubhouse is what do you call it? Astrology, but it's called
We're in the astrology room. We have the number 5th room on Clubhouse. But it's the astrology room, and we're on every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And what about the weekend? Because you wrap that up too, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, the weekend is 8 p.m. and Sunday is 10 a.m.
All righty. And she is on Instagram as Diamonds with an S_8 spelled out EIGHT. Her Venmo is at @Diamond157. Her PayPal is Nina Dunham 57 at yahoo.com. And by the way, I definitely want to make sure, folks, this is her book that just came out.
Yes,
right. Came out. So y'all gotta have this book in your library. I know that Aquarius Maximus says men like to read. That's true, but women like to read too. Okay, so sisters as well as the brothers and whatnot, y'all make sure y'all get a copy of this book, and also make sure you attend her class too. And as for this other young lady here, let me do this. Aquarius Maximus. All right. Now she is, and let me put the banner up so y'all know how to get in touch with her. As you see, it's Aquarius Maximus, cardologer, lecturer, author, just like her mom. Her contact number is 470-422-7044. Her site is aquariusmaximus.com. Venmo is @Cardologer. And let me show you her book that I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on these women's books. I gotta be honest with you. And this is her book right here called King Cardology. And I think you said you're going to do one also for
Queen Cardology, yes.
Queen, yeah, for the women too. So this is it. Now, I've got to make a little introduction about who's coming on Wednesday. Ladies, can y'all hold on just 1 second?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. All right, everybody. Let me do this. First of all, there's a couple of things I want to let you know that for those of you who are into Chinese astrology, tomorrow starts the year of the tiger, the water tiger.
Ooh.
It's going to be from February the 1st of this year all the way to January the 21st of 23 of next year.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who are taggers, God bless you. This, that, and the other. For the cardologists in the audience and on our show, that this next month, which is tomorrow, less than 12 hours from now, we will, the card of the month. See, I'll be paying attention. I'll be saying, how they do this? I keep going to Aquarius Maximus site. So the card of the month is for Jack of Spades. For March, it is the 10 of Hearts. For April is the Queen of Hearts. Would I be correct, ladies?
Yes.
All right, see, I'm trying to get there. All righty. And so that's for the month. And so hold it. Please attend tomorrow so you can get more in-depth from Diamond at Club Cardology or Cardology University, what that means for the entire month. And I got to give a shout out to my brother, King Simon, whose birthday is tomorrow. Where is he? There he is right there. Happy birthday to him. He has been like a brother to me. He has brought me 21st century. There's a lot of things, but we ain't got no time for that. But anyway, these are his books. I want you to please get his books, please. And that way you can see what it's about. He's a numero veda. He's very unique. My Wednesday's guest is Jackie Levine. So when y'all see my website, when y'all visit my online course that's now in 70 countries, translated into 23 languages, this is the sister you're going to meet on Wednesday that set that up. She's just as bad as Aquarius Maximus, okay? I think she's in the coding too, but anyway, we ain't going to go there. And she's also starting a numerology boot camp. So she's going to be here talking about that this Wednesday and everything. And now that I got all that out the way, I got to just say to my favorite ladies, hold on. Do I got everybody? Want to make sure I get everybody on here. Okay. Yep. There we go. Ladies, I love y'all. I ain't gonna front. Okay. This is how I'm rolling with you two. All right. And thank you. I definitely want to grow up and be like you two. This is an amazing demonstration of a metaphysical art that I didn't know about until recently.
Mm.
And I
Wow.
thank King Simon, because King Simon was the one that gave me your number, Aquarius. And I
Wow.
had sense enough to call you too. So that's what makes it nice. All right. I had the sense and presence of mind to call you. Jackie, if you don't mind, I'd like to join you in the morning to give you thanks again. Diamond, I'd like to give you thanks for very, very much for this. And please support these women. Their Venmos, go to their websites, order their books. I kid you not, it's going to be well worth it. We need to do this. Swartz and Goldstein help each other out. I don't see why we don't help each other out either.
Absolutely.
Okay? And this lend me, give me, can you spare, is it free? Please take that somewhere else. Okay, that's played out. All righty. Right, that's going by way of the dinosaur, right, Diamond?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, people want us to do something free. Well,
Oh, you talking to an 8 of diamonds. 8 of diamonds don't do anything for me. Not an 8 of diamonds.
You ladies are funny. Listen, I want to thank you very, very much. Yo, just hold on one more second. And everybody, I want to thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. This has been one of I enjoy all my interviews, don't get me wrong. But this one for me was a knockout. Okay. So I got a little partial, okay? But I love women. That's how that is. Maybe that's that latent pimp thing you talked about. Aquarius.
There you go.
I had no idea that. I said, damn, I missed my calling, But I like this. This is better. This is much better. So I want everybody to all have a blessed day. Thank you.